So I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here. That is what the trans genocide in this country, in this city, has brought me to.
All right, guys, so in this edition of Cuckoo for Cocoa Pop World, we have to go out to San Francisco, probably one of the worst cities in the country, if not the worst city in the country, where we got to talk about this San Francisco Board of Supervisors meeting that got out of control after woke trans activists started screaming and yelling in protest of the killing of Banko Brown, who's a transgender man that got smoked by a security guard while the transgender man was allegedly trying to steal. Now, the DA there decided not to press charges against the security guard, saying that it was an act of self-defense and that the shooting was justified. And the transgender activists lost their minds because the security guard isn't facing any charges for what, again, is being deemed a rightful act of self-defense. Again, this person was allegedly stealing and the security guard smoked him, okay? And again, the activists aren't too happy with that. I'm gonna play a news clip so you get a guys can get a better understanding of what's going on here, and then we're going to react to these woke revolutionaries getting upset. So without further ado, let's get into it.
They want to see the video for themselves. Two San Francisco supervisors are demanding DA Brooke Jenkins release more info and the security camera video of a deadly shooting at a San Francisco Walgreens. This comes one day after a very vocal crowd called on supervisors to pressure the DA to re-examine her decision not to file charges against that security guard who fired that deadly shot. Here's NBC Barria's Sergio Quintana.
Justice for Banko Brown.
Justice for Banko Brown!
For more than an hour, members of the Board of Supervisors heard from speaker after speaker demanding someone be charged in the death of Banko Brown.
I'm here for justice for Banko Brown, who was my little cousin, recently just got reunited with him.
Brown was shot and killed by a Walgreens security guard last week, but the DA announced Monday that she would not be filing charges, saying the evidence points to a case of self-defense. Now this crowd wants the supervisors to pressure her to re-examine that decision.
I appreciate the expressions of concern that I've heard from virtually each and every one of you, and I think it does bear re-examination by the district attorney.
The fatal shooting by a Walgreens security guard happened in Board President Aaron Peskin's district. He says police have security camera video of the exchange between the guard and Brown before the shooting. And now he's co-sponsoring a resolution urging the district attorney to release police reports, witness accounts, and video information in the case.
That video can be released to the public and the Board of Supervisors. It's legal. It would not compromise any investigation now or in the future. My resolution calls for us to see that video, and then we'll come to our own conclusions.
The formal resolution calling on San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins to release more information in the fatal Walgreens shooting is co-sponsored by Supervisor Shimon Walton.
The fact that we have somebody get shot, even if they were accused of committing a crime like stealing, that does not allow a security guard to be an executioner.
The SFPD has said a theft of some kind was happening at the time of the shooting. According to a person familiar with the ongoing investigation, Banko Brown was shot in the chest. In her Monday announcement, the district attorney said, based on all the evidence, including security camera video, the security guard believed he was in mortal danger and acted in self-defense. A district attorney spokesperson tells me by phone their office has not formally received the newly proposed resolution, so they cannot comment yet. The resolution will be voted on by the full board next Tuesday. In San Francisco, Sergio Quintana, NBC Bay Area News.
Yeah, so y'all seen that, you heard that, okay? Based on all the security footage, which apparently hasn't been released yet, the security guard acted in self-defense. Therefore, no charges. Now, the woke revolutionaries, the activists, are so upset, okay? And we all know how the left debates when they're upset, okay? They can't sit down and have a reasonable conversation like adults. They literally lose their minds and start screaming like children, which is exactly what happened at this board meeting. So let's get into it.
I just want you to feel our pain, I don't know if you can at this point based off your policy choices, but I have to pretend you have some form of empathy left. So I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here. That is what the transgenocide in this country, in this city, has brought me to.
Transgenocide. Again, when are these people not being hyperbolic, right? When are they not overly exaggerating what is happening in this country? There's not a transgenocide. It's not happening, okay? The amount of trans people that are murdered, okay, or that are victims of homicide per year is like 40. Like straight up like 40. And they're calling this a genocide. Again, the over-exaggerations here are ridiculous. It's insane. You can't have a real conversation about anything when you have one side screaming that there's a genocide happening when it's just not true. It's just not true.
Imagine that! I hate this! I hate what you've done to us! I hate what you're doing to us! I hate you, Board of Supervisors! I hate you, London Breed! I hate you, Jenkins!
Hold D.A. Jenkins accountable! Hold him
Hey, man!
Wow. Again, I understand feeling bad about somebody losing their life. I get it. You're upset. You have these emotions. But this is not the way you handle it, right? You don't go and literally kick and scream and cry and lose your mind at a public meeting. I'm not sure if this is changing anything, but who knows? I mean, the more these people kick, whine, scream, and cry, who knows? Maybe some of these liberals, okay, that are running the criminal justice system, they might side with them. Who knows? I don't know. But again, this is just, it's embarrassing, man. It really is.
Cowards!
He needs to suffer solitary confinement with that security guard. Y'all have these armed guards. He's walking free. Y'all have a man
Next speaker,
walking free in the
please.
city. He's walking free for killing somebody.
Next speaker.
For that security guard to get away with murder, that's not cool. Brown only needed some food to eat to survive at the end of the day. No.
Here we go. Same story. Same story. They were stealing because they needed some food to eat. They needed to survive instead of getting a job, a job. No, they had to steal. Same story every single time.
No security guard should ever kill somebody for just taking to Arizona.
We keep our communities safe, and we demand that you get your boots off of our neck.
Change that, baby.
Thank you for your comments.
Y'all have failed once again. This is not the first time, and it damn sure won't be the last, but we gonna get justice today.
My pronouns are she, her, they, them. Black Lives Matter, defund the police, disarm security. I find it sick that Brooke Jenkins refuses to charge a security guard who murdered one of my fellow trans people, Banko Brown, a black trans man. I know plenty of my white girlfriends who actually shoplift and they don't get killed. Brooke Jenkins don't care about black or trans people. Brian Greed don't care about black and or trans people. We need real solutions instead of bullshit thoughts and prayers. The city needs to ban security guards from having guns, but most importantly, we demand housing, we demand health care, we demand reparations for the black community. Frankly, I don't care if this extrajudicial killing leads to riots, fires, looting, and graffiti. A life was lost, and lives are more important than property. You all have blood on your hands. I yield my time. You!
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. What you just saw there is how the woke revolutionaries engage in debate, okay? This is what they do. They kick and scream and cry and shout things that are not true, right? They exaggerate because they can't get their way. Again, you live in a city whose DA is probably woke, okay? Probably woke. And even they're saying, look, man, this is an act of self-defense. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Instead of simping for criminals, you should probably be, telling criminals not to steal, right? Don't steal Arizonans, because apparently they're stealing Arizonans because they're hungry, they're thirsty. You should probably tell criminals to get jobs, right? Get a job so that you don't have to steal to feed yourself. But again, these people, all they do is sinful criminals. They're agents of chaos. All they want is chaos and destruction. And again, this is what you get, right? And Democrats have spent years trying to appeal to these people for votes. And again, you got to deal with chaos and destruction as a result of that. Again, look at all these liberal cities. Look at the result in these liberal cities, okay? Law and order is not respected. All these people care about is chaos. And they want to boohoo, whine, and complain when they can't just openly cause chaos and loot and, basically be menaces to society, okay? They're calling for violence in response to what is being called a justified act of self-defense. Okay, because unfortunately a security guard had to kill a criminal because a criminal decided they want to steal from Walgreens. It is what it is. It is what it is. Stop stealing, get jobs, and then you don't have to worry about getting smoked by security guards. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.